Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Young and Restless twisted when we thought it would turn this week. We really didn't see this coming. The jaw-dropping reveal came when Mariah told Nick that she had found Sharon's meds and she was taking them. Wait, what? This totally unexpected bit of information left us all wondering what the heck then is really going on here. Maria and Nick hatched a plan to get to the bottom of Sharon's rather unhinged behavior by going behind her back to figure out whether or not she was on her bipolar meds as she claimed to be. Mariah subsequently reported that she found the prescription at her mom's place and launched her investigation. The number of pills left in the bottle indicated that she had been taking them since the day they were prescribed, so Mariah concluded that Sharon was on her meds. Backtracking, Sharon had told Nick that her doctor had put her on new meds because her old ones had become less effective. She'd also made it clear to Nick that she didn't like how the meds made her feel. During a conversation with Cameron, we also learned that Sharon had lied to her family and had not, in fact, called the doctor to discuss the prescription as promised. Therefore, they, and we, suspected she was off her meds. And Maria's reveal was a bit of a shocker. So what's really going on here? Well, there are multiple possible scenarios that could be coming into play. Bipolar Sharon is nothing if not sly. She could be taking a pill out of the bottle each day and flushing it down the toilet or throwing it in the trash to make it look as though she's taking them. She's been shifty with her family since this began, so it's not impossible. On the other hand, Maria's theory could prove true. She wondered if the new meds were simply taking a while to kick in. After all, it can take weeks for a prescription like this to take effect. But if this were the case, wouldn't we see her gradually improving rather than spinning further and further out of control? Also, as Nick pointed out, things had reached the point where they didn't have weeks to sit back and see if the new RX was going to work. It's possible that Sharon was prescribed the wrong meds. It often takes some trial and error to land on the correct prescription to treat bipolar disorder. But if Sharon has stopped communicating with her doctor, they'd have no way of knowing that the pills are having an undesired effect on her. We also saw Maria find a huge bottle of ibuprofen in Sharon's purse. Now, nothing happens on soaps without a reason, so how might this figure in? Had Sharon been dumping out her prescription medicine and replacing it with ibuprofen? Perhaps what Maria thought she was counting was not proper meds at all. Conversely, the ibuprofen could be indicative that something more is at play here. We haven't seen Sharon having headaches, but she's been spaced out and sleeping a lot, tired, distracted, emotional. Not to mention hallucinating Cassie, Cameron, and Nick. Might Sharon be dealing with something more than bipolar disorder? Perhaps what is driving her behavior isn't a med mix-up at all, but a classic soap opera brain tumor. We're all too familiar with the kind of havoc those puppies can wreak. Finally, someone could be messing with Sharon's medication. This is a pretty big stretch, however, as we can't imagine anyone on canvas doing this save for Cameron, who is already dead. They'd also have to have access to her house. And, well, a motive. Let us know what you think is going on with Sharon and her meds in the comment section. Sharon had always been a fiercely independent woman. At 55, she lived alone in a cozy, cluttered cottage on the edge of town, surrounded by a lush garden she tended with loving care. Her neighbors often marveled at her ability to juggle a part-time job at the local library with her numerous hobbies, pottery, birdwatching, and writing poetry. But lately, Sharon seemed different. Her once vibrant personality had dulled, her laughter less frequent, and her usually energetic gait had become a slow, hesitant shuffle. It all started around the time she began taking a new medication, prescribed by her doctor for chronic pain that had been plaguing her for months. The medication, a complex cocktail of pharmaceuticals, was supposed to offer relief, but instead seemed to bring a cloud of confusion and weariness. Her friends noticed it first. A sudden drop in her engagement, her once keen wit now shadowed by moments of forgetfulness. At first, Sharon attributed these changes to the medication's side effects. She'd read the leaflet that came with the pills, noting the long list of potential issues like dizziness, dry mouth, and fatigue. But as weeks passed, it became clear that something more insidious was at play. Sharon began to question the efficacy and safety of her meds. What was really going on? To understand Sharon's plight, one must delve into the often opaque world of pharmaceuticals. Medications are usually tested in clinical trials before reaching the market, but these trials can only simulate real-world use to a limited extent. Once medications are prescribed to a broad population, rare and complex interactions may emerge. Sharon's medication was a combination of several drugs designed to manage pain through different mechanisms. One component was a strong opioid, another was a muscle relaxant, and the third was an anti-inflammatory agent. Each of these drugs carried its own set of potential side effects, and when combined, they created a new set of possible interactions that weren't fully explored during testing. In theory, these drugs should have worked synergistically to alleviate Sharon's pain without causing undue harm. In practice, however, they appeared to be having the opposite effect. The opioids, for instance, are known for their effectiveness in pain management, but also come with risks such as drowsiness, cognitive impairment, and addiction potential. The muscle relaxants, while helping with muscle spasms, could exacerbate feelings of confusion and lethargy. The anti-inflammatory agent was the least problematic in isolation, but could interact unpredictably with the other components. Sharon's situation highlights a broader issue in medicine known as polypharmacy, the use of multiple medications by a single patient. Polypharmacy is especially common among older adults who often have multiple chronic conditions requiring medication. The problem with polypharmacy is that it can lead to drug interactions that aren't always predictable or well understood. For Sharon, the combination of medications created a cocktail of side effects that she wasn't prepared for. She felt like she was living in a fog, her mind sluggish and her mood low. She began to notice a decline in her cognitive abilities, like struggling to remember names or dates, something that was out of character for her. Her doctor assured her that these were expected side effects and suggested adjustments, but the changes didn't seem to help. Determined to regain control of her life, Sharon decided to investigate her options beyond simply accepting her medication's side effects. She started by keeping a detailed journal of her symptoms, noting when they occurred, their severity, and any potential triggers. She also researched her medications, looking into user reviews and scientific studies. Her research led her to several alarming findings. For one, the opioid component of her medication was often linked to long-term cognitive decline, especially in cases of prolonged use. Additionally, she discovered that muscle relaxants could sometimes contribute to memory issues and cognitive impairment, particularly when used in combination with other central nervous system depressants. Armed with this information, Sharon took her findings back to her doctor. The conversation was eye-opening. Her physician admitted that while the medications were prescribed based on their effectiveness for pain management, they hadn't fully accounted for the compounded effects of combining multiple drugs. It was a sobering realization that many doctors, while well-meaning, might not always have the complete picture when it comes to how drugs interact in a real-world setting. With her doctor's support, Sharon embarked on a new journey to explore alternative treatments. They discussed various approaches, including physical therapy, which could help address her pain without the need for heavy medication. She also considered alternative therapies, like acupuncture and herbal remedies, which some studies suggest can provide relief from chronic pain. Additionally, Sharon began to focus on lifestyle changes, incorporating regular exercise, a balanced diet, and stress management techniques into her routine. These changes, while not a panacea, began to improve her overall well-being and reduced her reliance on medication. Sharon also engaged in a more holistic approach to her health, involving her friends and family in her journey. They offered support and encouragement, helping her stay motivated and positive. Her community rallied around her, offering advice and sharing their own experiences with managing chronic pain and medication side effects. Sharon's experience sheds light on a crucial aspect of modern medicine: the need for a more personalized and informed approach to medication management. While medications can offer significant benefits, their effects can be unpredictable, especially when multiple drugs are involved. Sharon's journey underscores the importance of patient advocacy, informed decision-making, and the ongoing dialogue between patients and healthcare providers. In the end, Sharon discovered that the key in managing her chronic pain and medication side effects wasn't just about finding the right drug or therapy, but also about understanding her body's unique response and working collaboratively with her healthcare team to find the best solution. Her story serves as a reminder that the path to wellness is often complex and requires